Yeah, as you are aware, today we come over to CS to symbolically hand over some documents.
Say please.
Many cameras, yes.
One photo here, please.
Okay.
The last one here.
Okay.
Thank you. We've called you today because government exists in perpetuity and governments are works in progress. Governments exist in motion. And so therefore there is never a pause, there's never a comma, there's never a full stop in government. So work continues all the time. His Excellency the President made some reassignment of portfolios last week, and I was reassigned to the Ministry of Public Service, Performance and Delivery Management, and CS Rebecca Miano has been reassigned from the Ministry of EAC, ASAL and Regional Development to come and take over from me in this ministry. What we inherited here was a country that had the wheels of productions had grind to a halt many years ago. We are no longer manufacturing. Manufacturing as a ratio of GDP had dropped from 9% to 7%. Exports, even more worrying, had dropped from 28% to 10%. And our FDI has stagnated to around, 400 million US dollars for a long time. So when you are not doing these things, when you're not attracting investment, when you're not manufacturing, when you're not growing exports, the sum total is what you find today. Because of our balance of payments, because of our current account is not in very good shape, because we're not exporting, we are importing 20 billion US dollar worth of goods and services and exporting only 6. So we've got a 14 billion US dollar gap on the balance of payments. And for me, that is what I sought to redress from the beginning by focusing on manufacturing, by focusing on a lot of investment promotion, by rejigging our approach to exports, while at the same time supporting the country in terms of cost of living. So therefore, I leave behind a very competent team, which is not only focused on what they are doing, but also given that we had to redefine, to write our own job description. We are the only ministry that had to write our own job description over the last 11 months and run with it. Some achievement that we have achieved, PS and I here came up with our county aggregation industrial parks to reduce post-harvest losses, but most important, to put a culture of industrialization and manufacturing to this country. All 47 counties committed to that agenda. 16 of them, we went out there and announced some of them with His Excellency the President, and the others, all the other 31 counties at different stages of procurement, and some of them even waiting to be launched, which I hope is something that will be taken forward. The impact of that project will be seen probably in the next 18 months. That within 18 months, 32 out of 47 counties in this country has never seen an industry of one color, of one form or the other. So when that comes to fruition, you start to see that you have been burdening some 2, 3, 4 corners of this country with having to feed the rest of the country in terms of production, in terms of jobs, in terms of manufacturing. But now every corner of this country is going to be an industrial space. This is a model of China. This is a model of the Asian tigers, and I look forward to, in the next 18 months, we come forward and say that we have actually, turned the curve in terms of productivity and in terms of not just, having jobs in Nairobi, Mombasa, Nakuru, Thika, but every corner, including Garissa, including Lamu, including Busia, some very promising. Every corner of this country has a promise, and it is my hope and desire that the new team is going to take that forward. Let me also mention that we've had a major achievement in terms of trying to curb unnecessary imports, as I've given the figures on the imports to exports. I want to thank Parliament because Parliament supported us through the Finance Act of 2023, where we now have an export and investment promotion levy coming out of imports of selected products which we can produce here. We were in the process and have requested my sister to ensure that we actually expand that space. Things like shoes, things like furniture, things that can really, be used. We can be able to manufacture them here locally. That we will expand that space and include them in this levy so that we continue to create jobs and avoiding imports that are not necessary. We were in the middle of some very critical trade negotiations with the US, with the EU, revising our UK trade agreement, negotiating a trade agreement with the UAE, with a preferential trade agreement with Indonesia, bilateral trade agreement with South Korea, and I hope and I have got every confidence that the new team is going to actually, take that forward. And finally, is on the issue of investment promotion, the very impressive work that the team had done with some very new frontiers of investment sources, like Africa using the Afro-Exim Bank, using World Bank, not as a tool for lending, but actually as a tool for promoting investment through the Kenya Jobs and Entrepreneurship Transformation Project called KJET, which I've requested my sister to see it to fruition. And of course, some very critical country-to-country investment partnership that we've created with Indonesia. The president was here. UAE, where the president is coming here in the next few weeks. In Saudi Arabia, where we're expecting our president to be able to travel to that country. With Qatar, with South Korea. I hope that we continue on that trajectory of not only talking to our traditional sources of FDI, but also looking at new frontiers of FDI. So it's been a marathon, 11 months, a lot of work. We had to build the ceiling. At the same time, we are digging the foundation. And I hope that the team, CS is coming in at a time where the foundation was almost complete. And I have got every confidence and trust that they'll be able to take it from there. Thank you.
16 days from now, I would have been 1 year in the docket of East Africa Community, arid and semi-arid lands, and regional development. But as we know, in government, there is nothing new about transitions. When you take oath of office, you take oath of office to serve as a cabinet secretary. And so I find myself, during this reshuffle, as the cabinet secretary for investments, trade, and industry. I am very glad. This morning, we have spent a lot of time with Waziri Moses. He has taken me through many, many issues, where they have been, where they have reached, and more importantly, I have fully understood the dream, the foundational work that has been done, and I am glad that I'm coming in at this stage when everything has been set. I look forward to taking the baton and working hard together with the team. I've also realized that the ministry is well endowed with qualified PSs and senior officials. They are professionals, and I am glad that I will be working with such a team. The way I see trade, the way I see investments and even industries, it is a growth pillar of this country. And therefore, I will come in with the best foot forward, with the energy required, with the managerial skills. We are together in government with Waziri Moses, and we will model this dream and the achievements together. We will work closely even in the ministry where he has gone, public service and performance. And Moses, I want to assure you, you will not look back and say there is no performance here, because I have understood. I know in the coming days, I have a lot to catch up on, a lot to read, but I am upbeat that with the support of the team I have found here, with the team of you friends, we will take it up from here and take the country to the next level. He has taken me through the data, important data about the GDP, the manufacturing, the level of investments. We have discussed the unemployment, and we have discussed the state of manufacturing, how I look forward that in the next maybe 1 year or 18 months, we shall together look at how much we have moved the needle, and the data will be on an upward trajectory from where we have found it. And so I want to thank all of you for finding time to be here in the handover ceremony. The real handover has actually happened. We have gone through in details. And Waziri Moses, I also wish you the very best, your energy in the next docket, and may everything you touch be a blessing to the growth and prosperity of this nation. Yes, then
You have a meeting with her. Okay.